bum, 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 dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, da, dum. Bum, 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 bum. Boom, ba boom, bum, 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 bum. Hello there. Welcome to the Fantasy Football News. I am Eric, your host this afternoon. Plenty of fantasy football action to get to today, but first a quick reminder that I will be hosting a Sunday night football party on December 10th. Join me as the Cowboys take on the Eagles. I will be smoking a few racks of ribs and would love the company. Text or message either myself or Mike for directions. Doors open at 4:30. Game starts at 5:20. Bring your own alcoholic beverages, please. On to the scores. First up is the Columbia River Fantasy Football League weekly contest update. Short Bus Superstars were leading most of the weekend after Dak put up 52.75 points on Thursday. AJ took the lead with Josh Allen scoring 61.55 Sunday afternoon and never looked back. That cemented AJ's fourth win and also rolled the $10 commissioner's bounty to Week 13. The Week 13 contest will be truck stick, with the running back with the longest rushing play from scrimmage bringing home the prize for their team. Good luck to everybody except Kip. On to the scores. First up is the Art of Dual Threat versus Sweet Nuts. The Art of Dual Threat held a 48-point advantage at the end of regulation on Sunday night, and with DJ Moore remaining versus TJ Hawkinson remaining for Sweet Nuts, this match was all but over, with Josh Allen and CJ Stroud combining for just over 108 points for the Art of Dual Threat is living up to the moniker. The 14th round pickup of CJ Stroud is looking to be the best value pick of this year's draft as he sits fourth in fantasy scoring here in Columbia River. Early season trouble seems to be a thing of the past for AJ and Tau DT, as they have now strung together 7 wins in their last 9 starts and are on a streak of 4 straight wins after Week 12. Despite almost 40 points from number 1 pick Pat Mahomes, Sweet Nuts is unable to take the win here. Final score, Tau DT 244.1 to 186.7. The Art of Dual Threat will face Short Bus Superstars. Sweet Nuts will match up with Rebel Scum. Next up, we have Garbage Time versus My Purdy Team. Garbage Time jumped out to an early lead in this one, thanks in large part to excellent play from Trevor Lawrence, who managed a 41.1-point performance. My Purdy Team coaxed decent performances from several players, with a 25.8-point performance from Mike Evans being the high point of My Purdy Team's week. Garbage Time added 36.25 points from Christian McCaffrey on Thursday, as well as another 27.35 from Josh Jacobs, on their way to a 228.75 to 185.65 point victory over My Purdy Team. Next up for Garbage Time is the generic football team. My Purdy Team will face the league's leading Stars and Stripes. Next up, let's take a look at Rebel Scum versus the generic football team. This roller coaster of a match saw both teams having a shot at the victory at any given time over the long football weekend. Jordan Love struck first on Thursday morning, going 22 for 32 and 268 yards on his way to posting his season high of 43.95 points. In addition, the Falcons finally unleashed rookie running back Bijan Robinson for 31.25 points. Despite these heroic efforts, Rebel Scum led by 56.1 after Sunday's matches were finished, thanks to 44.65 points from the returning Kyron Williams, as well as 30.8 points from the Cowboys' defense. But there was still plenty for Rebel scum to fear, as the GFT had 2 players remaining on Monday night, Josh Dobbs and the Vikings defensive unit. Unfortunately for Randy and the GFT, Dobbs threw 4 interceptions on Monday night in a return to form that likely got him cut or traded from his previous 8 teams. Rebel scum picks up a win in this one, 211.15 to 197.55. Rebel scum battle Sweet Nuts in Week 13. The GFT will take on Garbage Time. Up next, we have Stars and Stripes versus Killa MC. Despite a 51.2-point effort from Jalen Hurts for Stars and Stripes, Killa MC held just a quarter-point advantage after Sunday night, but Mike had rookie receiver Jordan Addison remaining. Despite his throwing woes, Dobbs was able to complete 6 receptions to Addison, totaling 39 yards and 10.6 points, enough to win this one for Stars and Stripes, 183.2 to 173.85. Not much else to see in this one. Stars and Stripes will tackle, who were they? Oh, yeah, that's right. My Purdy team. In Week 13, Killa MC will square off against Corey Cash. Moving on to our final match of the week for Columbia River, we have the Short Bus Superstars versus Corey Cash. Some are calling this matchup the Battle of the Bottom, as the Short Bus Superstars are eliminated from playoff contention, while Corey Cash will need to win out and get some help from another team to have any hope of a postseason run here in Columbia River Fantasy Football. Despite that, the SS saw quarterback Dak Prescott toss 52.75 points on the board Thursday and lead the weekly contest all the way up to Sunday afternoon when he was beaten out, as previously mentioned, by Josh Allen. Another 52.35 points from the Dolphins' defense was enough to grab the win for Short Bus Superstars, as Corey Cash made an unforced error as he had Aaron Jones starting despite the player being designated as out. Final in this one, Short Bus Superstars 218.2, Corey Cash 210.45. The SS will battle the Art of Dual Threat next week. Corey Cash takes on Killa MC. That will do it for Columbia River League this week. Stay tuned for much more fantasy football action after these short words from our sponsors.
Who makes your wallet smile? Auto Yes. Auto Yes. Who lets you ride in style? Auto Yes. Auto Yes.
Hey, why buy from Auto Yes? That's simple. Auto Yes now sells certified vehicles, and with lower overhead, we sell them cheaper with guaranteed financing and rates as low as 2.9%. Auto Yes will save you money and make your wallet smile.
Who makes your wallet smile? Auto Yes. Auto Yes. Who lets you ride in style? Auto Yes. Auto Yes.
Hey, I just want to say goodbye. Goodbye to the people who hated on me. Goodbye to the people who loved me. Goodbye to the people who trusted me. Goodbye, goodbye to everybody.
Goodbye to the people who hated on me. Goodbye to the people who loved me. Goodbye to the people who trusted me. Goodbye, goodbye to everybody. Now I need some changes in my life. Now I need to move on in life. Now it's time to say goodbye. Goodbye, goodbye to everybody. Goodbye to the people who hated on me. Goodbye to the people who loved me. Goodbye to the people who trusted me. Goodbye, goodbye to everybody. Goodbye to the people who hated on me. Goodbye to the people who loved me. Goodbye to the people who trusted me. Goodbye, goodbye to everybody. I'm thinking deeply right now. My life with you, it's like ow, I don't know how to explain this. I don't know why it's happening to me, but I just realize I'm not the person I used to be. Now I just wanna leave this city. This bullshit is not gonna happen again. Goodbye to the people who hated on me. Goodbye to the people who loved me. Goodbye to the people who trusted me. Goodbye, goodbye to everybody. Goodbye to the people who hated on me. Goodbye to the people who loved me. Goodbye to the people who trusted me. Goodbye, goodbye to everybody. short. Life is short. Don't waste time worrying about me. All of the ones that care for you. In the end, they will be there for you. One day, I'll make it top of the world. Our memories will be swelled. And I'm all aware. And this is the sign of goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye, goodbye to everybody. To the people who hated on me. Goodbye to the people who loved me. Goodbye to the people who trusted me. Goodbye, goodbye to everybody. Goodbye to the people who hated on me. Goodbye to the people who loved me. Goodbye to the people who trusted me. Goodbye, goodbye to everybody. Goodbye to the people who hated on me. Goodbye to the people who loved me. Goodbye to the people who trusted me. Goodbye, goodbye to everybody.
Hello there, Padawans. It is I, OPSoup Eric Noby. I've come this week to help you see those among you that are not one with the Force. First up this week is Corey in the Columbia River League. If Corey had started Tyler Algier instead of nobody, he would have triumphed in his match. Instead, Corey let the dark side guide him. The Force was not with Corey. If Marcus had chose to let the Force guide him, he might have started Jahan Dotson or Evan Ingram instead of T. Higgins, who was ruled out of Sunday's action due to an injury. Instead, he let the hate flow through him and twist his team to the dark side. The Force was not with Marcus. If Amy had started Chuba Hubbard over newly acquired Jalen Warren, she would have easily defeated the Ballhawks. Amy let her fear lead to anger, and the dark side triumphed. Force was not with Amy. If Tim had chose to start Bijan Robinson over any other running back on his starting roster, the Force would have awarded him with a victory over his foe. Tim let the dark side flow into him and was driven from the light and the win. The Force was not with Tim. That will do it for me this week, Padawans. Let the Force be with you in Week 13.
Frankie and Johnny Furniture is having a sale. Right now, you can buy 3 complete rooms of furniture for only $699 with only $250 down. Just $50 down on select items will put you in a great bedroom set or living room set today with no problem. All senior citizens get a 10% discount. Bad credit or no credit, no problem. Are you on welfare or Social Security? Are you newlyweds? No problem. Come see us.
I say, this is Frankie and Johnny's, a place that lets you have it with no problem.
I'd like to buy a bedroom set.
Do you have any credit?
No, I receive Social Security and welfare.
You have to see the special man.
Let her have it. With no problem.
I like to buy a living room set.
Do you have any credit?
No, I filed bankruptcy.
You have to see the special man.
Let her have it. With no problem.
I say, see Frankie and Johnny, easy credit man in town for only $50 down. They can put you in a living room set, a bedroom set today. See the special man.
I got the $50.
Let her have it. With no problem.
I got it with no problem.
All right, and that is a thank you again to our sponsors for the support, as well as that enlightening report from OPSoup Eric Noby. On to the Outcast report. Week 12 got off to an early start as 3 games were played on Thursday, with the first of them being the Lions versus the Packers. On the very first play from scrimmage of that first game of this week, Jordan Love threw a 53-yard completion. Fortunately for Tim, the contest here in Week 12 was longest passing play from scrimmage, and Jordan Love's completion stood for the next 4 days of football action, proving once again that the early bird really does get the worm. The Week 13 contest will be wide receiver with the most receiving yards. Good luck to everybody but Jake in that one. To the match results, Batman. First up is the fantasy football team versus Show Me Your Kittles. Tua Tagovailoa scored a personal season low of just 12.25 points on Sunday and left the fantasy football team wondering if a win was still in reach. At the end of Sunday's matches, though, the fantasy football team held a 49.4-point lead, while Show Me Your Kittles had just Khalil Herbert remaining. Show Me Your Kittles, however, managed just 22.35 points from players with the last name Herbert, and only 4.8 points from players named Khalil. This was not enough for Show Me Your Kittles to complete the comeback, though, and the fantasy football team wins this one 130.05 to 85.45. Next up for the fantasy football team is Randall Access Memories. Show Me Your Kittles will take on Stars and Stripes. Up next we have Rebel Scum versus Randall Access Memories. Rebel Scum was feeling good on Thursday. A belly full of prime rib and 43.55 points from Dak Prescott were just the thing they needed to kickstart a run to the playoffs. Not to be outdone, though, Josh Allen scored 47.05 points for Ram, and at the end of Sunday's contests, Rebel Scum held just a 15.7-point lead, and Randall Access Memories had the entire Minnesota Vikings roster and a bear left to play on Monday. Rams scored 42 points on Monday night, more than enough to defeat the Rebel Scum. Final in this one, Randall Access Memories 152.65, Rebel Scum 126.35. Next up for Ram is the fantasy football team. Rebel Scum will take on Team Sesh. Speaking of Team Sesh, let's take a look at their match against Stars and Stripes. Team Sesh has had a rough few weeks. After defeating Saints for Life in Week 9, they have been unable to find a way back into the winner's circle. Week 12 added to those woes as Stars and Stripes, aided by a 42.5-point performance from Jalen Hurts, hands Team Sesh yet another loss. A goose egg from the Detroit defense, as well as just 10.8 points from the running back core, were no help to Jake here. Team Sesh currently holds the number 5 seed in playoff rankings and hopes to string together a pair of wins in the last 2 weeks of regular season play to ensure they keep or possibly improve that playoff spot. Stars and Stripes wins this one, though, 125.6 to 101.9, and keeps hold of the number 4 seed. Next up for Stars and Stripes is Show Me Your Kittles. Team Sesh will take on Rebel Scum. And up next is Saints for Life versus the Ballhawks. The Ballhawks quarterback Brock Purdy managed only a 14.55-point performance on Thursday, but running back Christian McCaffrey partially made up for that with a 28.4-point effort. Average output from the rest of the roster was just enough for the Ballhawks to eke out a narrow victory over defending champion Saints for Life, as they continued to make deals right up to the trade deadline this past week in a bid to get an early start on a partial rebuild. Just 5 points separated the sides in this one, but the Ballhawks had the advantage, 105.95 to 100.95. The Ballhawks will face Mongo Mentality in Week 13. Saints for Life will challenge Timinators. And our final match this week was Mongo Mentality versus Timinators. Timinators held just a 4.45-point lead at the end of regulation play on Sunday. Mongo Mentality, however, still had to be just a bit nervous as Bears tight end Cole Kmet was their only hope to grab the victory on Monday night. Kmet has had several sub-4-point efforts this year, and so the win was anything but a sure thing for the Mongo in this one. Monday night was an absolute garbage festival as the Bears and Vikings competed to see who wanted to win less. Vikings replacement QB Josh Dobbs, who had managed almost 30 points in 3 of his last 4 games, threw 4 interceptions on Monday night, and yet the Bears were unable to turn any of those into touchdowns. However, Justin Fields did manage to get the ball to Kmet on 7 different occasions, resulting in 43 receiving yards for the tight end and a 7.8-point score, which was enough for Mongo to walk away the winner in this one, 121.55 to 118.2. Next up for Mongo Mentality are the Ballhawks. Timinators will tackle Saints for Life. That will do it for our Outcast coverage. Let's take a look at the Bye Report. Some people are calling this week the Bye-pocalypse, as we have 6 teams on bye this week: the Baltimore Ravens, the Buffalo Bills, the Chicago Bears, the Las Vegas Raiders, the Minnesota Vikings, and the New York Giants. Take a look at those rosters and get your lineup set for the bye week, the Bye-pocalypse, as it were. That will do it for us here at Fantasy Football News this week. Good luck to everybody but Kip and Jake in Week 13. Don't forget the upcoming Sunday Night Football party on the 10th. It should be a good time. See you all next week right here. And remember, at Fantasy Football News, we're better than you.